And in this video, we will show you how to connect your Microsoft Access database to Visual Studio. This connection lets you easily store, retrieve, and manage data inside your applications. Before we start connecting Microsoft Access to Visual Studio, make sure you have the following tools already. First, you need to have Microsoft Visual Studio. So in our case, we're going to use Visual Studio 2022. But you can also use other versions as long as they support database connections. Next, you need Microsoft Access. So we're using Microsoft Access 2016, but any version from 2016 or later will work fine. You should also have the Microsoft is OLED DB provider installed on your computer. This provider allows Visual Studio to communicate with Access databases. If it's not installed, you can download and install it from the official Microsoft website. Finally, so prefer an existing Access database file, either ACCDB or MDB. You can create a simple one in Access, for example, a database with a table named employee table. So before we proceed, let's have a quick overview of what VB Forms application is all about. A VB Forms application is a project in Visual Studio that allows you to create programs with a visual design. Instead of writing code for everything, you can build your program by dragging and dropping tools like buttons, text boxes, and labels onto a form. This makes it easier to design what users will see and interact with. It is a called forms application because every window or page in your program
Daan mo dyan.
is a form. Each form can perform specific tasks like showing data, getting input, or running commands. This makes VB Forms applications beginner-friendly and ideal for creating desktop software.
Thank you for that, Jermaine. So let us now move on to why is it important to use a database and VB Forms application. So first and foremost, a database stores and organizes your information properly. Next, it helps your application large amount of data efficiently, and it lets your program add, edit, delete, and make display records more easily. And it makes your application dynamic and practical for real world use, such as inventor system, employee records, or student management systems.
Thank you so much, Jian. Now that we have all the requirements ready and understand the importance of using a database, let's move on to the demonstration.
So, good day everyone. So, let's go for our demonstration. So, first, we created our main database using Microsoft Access. The file is named by signindatabase.accountdb, and it's located inside our project directory in Visual Studio. So, inside this database, we have one main table also called sign-in database. So this table is used to store every login record made from our application. So the database acts as our local data storage where all login information is saved permanently, even after closing the program. So next is connecting Microsoft Access to VB.NET application. So we connected our Microsoft Access database to the VB.NET application using an OLE provider. So this connection string acts as the bridge between our VB.NET system and the MS Access file, allowing them to send and receive data in a real time.
And when the form loads, our system automatically retrieves all records from the Access database and displays them in the data grid view. This lets us see who log in, their credentials, and their login time, all within the interface. And for the login button process, now, when the user clicks the login button, the system performs two main checks. First, it checks if the username and password fields are filled. Second, it checks whether the user already exists in the database. And for its step-by-step process, the system verifies if both text boxes have input. It executes the following query. If the record exists, the system updates the login time. If the record does not exist, it inserts a new record. For the viewing of records in the application, after each login, the data grid view refreshes automatically to display the latest updates. This serves as our live log monitor, showing all user login activities in chronological order. This feature can be used by the administrators to check who accessed the system and when.
And for the button process, the button is designed to delete all the login records from the table in Access. The records are all deleted in the data grid view and also in the MS Access. And for the closing application, the close button simply terminates the form and database connection property. The system demonstrates how local database integration works with VB.NET,
Ikaw.
handling real-time data operations like insertion, updating, and deletion directly from the user interface. And that's all for the presentation about MS Access and VB.NET connection. Thank you for all. Thank you for the presentation. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching.